another art session. Before I hop into it, let's get those disclaimers out of the way because I know you're hearing one right now, and then we're gonna hop into what we're doing. Before we hop into our session today, we do have those disclaimers we need to get out of the way. I do live near a major highway here in the country of Belize, and you are hearing those motor vehicles right now in my background. Where I live, there's also a lot of wild birds. You may hear them calling, chirping, and crying in the background. And thirdly, I have dogs. My neighbors have dogs. So if anyone comes in this neighborhood, you will hear those dogs, including my own, start barking. And with that, I get back to my regular schedule. So what are we doing today? We are doing a draw and color session. I know I don't do this a lot and it tend to go off and on, but today I want to really feature these Van Gogh paints. I got these in a Upcrate box. I had the Madder Lake Light, Azo Yellow Deep, Naples Yellow Red, Turquoise, Green, Lavender, Parallel Orange. In the 2020, I believe, Upcrate box, this was box number 6, and these were the main feature item in this Upcrate box. However, this box came in, I got this box in 2021. So this box was a year late. I think I actually got this box I featured this box in late January of 2021, and the video went up in February of 2021. So this box was actually an entire year late for me. Thank you, COVID-19. And because it came a year late, I didn't feel the need to do a review of this box because obviously other amazing YouTube artists would have done this box previously, and it's just for me to add my little 2 cents to it. So all I did was incorporate the context of this box into my art collection. Some of the things I got beside these paints were, I got 3 Kuretake Heartmuth polycolor pencils, and those were in colors of cobalt blue, burnt ochre, and blush pink. And they're right here. I had a rubber band around them. Here they are. This is cobalt blue, this is blush pink, and this is number 64, which is burnt ochre. Now I got these because each of these has numbers to them, but we're going to talk about all these products in a few minutes. They also had a refillable. I do have one here, but this is not the one that came in the box. Sorry, my voice is breaking. This is not the one that came in the box. This is the one that I had because they do sell this here in the country of Belize, which is a refillable water brush by Milan. And you also get a synthetic Milan round brush, and I got the 2.0. I believe I still have that out. I think it's this one right here. It came with this, so this is a very fine point, extremely fine point. You can't even see it in there. There we go. Look at how fine that point is. So yeah, for the most part, all I did was incorporate this into my art collection. They also gave us 3 samples, I believe, of the Van Gogh watercolor paper. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a bit more of those products in details, and then we're going to hop into this illustration that we're doing today. Okay, the feature item in this box was the Van Gogh watercolor tube paints. These are high quality paints which boast intense color, high light fastness. The full range of this Van Gogh line is 72, and we got 6 in this set. However, I also got an individual phthalo blue to kind of round off the set a little bit in my mind, and it didn't work out too well for me. I think I should have gotten a different color, but you know what, I'm okay with it. The next item in this box were the Koh-i-Noor Heartmuth polycolors. Now we got 3 colors in this line. This also comes in a full color range of 72 set. The colors we got this is number 64, burnt ochre. We got number 352, which is Blush Pine, and number 54, which is Cobalt Blue Dark. Now these pencils are what we'll characterize as they're not water soluble pencils. They're not water soluble pencils. And they measure, the core of the pencil measures 3.8 millimeters. The other thing that we got into the 2020 February's Upcrate box was a Milan refillable water brush, size medium. Now this water brush is a refillable water, it has a refillable water tank up to 8. I think this is, I forgot the amount, I think you could fill it up to 8 mLs. And it's synthetic brush measuring 4 millimeters, and it's ideal for water soluble medium. The Milan Premium Synthetic Round Brush Series 611 size 20 is ideal for water soluble mediums. The Van Gogh watercolor paper is a linen field 100% cellulose 300 GSM that is pH neutral. It's glued on all 4 sides and fine grained tooth. Surface able to handle acrylic, gouache, ink, charcoal, pencils, and watercolor. Items that we will be working with today are the Van Gogh watercolor paints, and we'll also be working with these 3 Koh-i-Noor pencils. Something I should highlight about these Van Gogh watercolor paints is that I put them here in this little makeshift palette. This is something that I put together. This is actually a container that came with some clips. Yeah, it's pretty cool in my book. And so this is a container I keep them in, and it could hold all 7 of these Van Gogh paints. I did notice that there was binder separation, especially for the turquoise green, the lavender. Both had binder separation when I initially poured them into these little half pans. Okay, and I already mentioned in the summary that these are not water soluble pencils, and they have more oil in their formula than wax, so these can be classified as a oil-based colored pencil. So now that we have reviewed the products that came in the February 2020 Upcrate box, the prompt, which was something I really wanted to do, was spirit animal. And it's like it was something that when I first actually I didn't even know the box was coming. It was one of those situations where I wanted to review an authentic art subscription box. However, Mr. COVID-19 says no, we're gonna shut down mailing service for 4 months and kind of ruined that experience for me. But I'm okay. I got the products eventually, and guys, I have an entire video of how I finally got these products, so I will link that video in the description below of this, so you guys can check that out, how I got these paints and the entire struggle and story behind it. I don't want to go through it. All in all, I got it. I really want to do the Upcrate battle, which is spirit animal, and let me stop my blabbering and get into it. Welcome friends. As you can see, right now I'm just trying to put down my basic strokes. I'm going in with circles for the base of the body here. I'm actually drawing a wolf, and you see now me outlining the shape of that wolf, already putting down my basic structures of the wolf using circles. This is basically how I draw animals. I like to use circle forms, and maybe that's the reason why they come out so circular. Going in there, putting down the legs, just basically trying to pose this animal. Believe it or not, I did not use a reference of this wolf here, and you will see why in a minute, especially when I went to kind of draw the tail. I messed up, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. I mean, I learn, I grow, I get better. I went in the air, made a little mistake. Try to figure out now. There was not really any challenging parts for me. Only that tail was challenging for me, and I kind of messed up on it. But like I say, I will do better next time. I already figure out how I'm gonna put the pose for the next session. I wanted to put the wolf with his tail up. I've never done that pose before, and I did it right here. You can see now me just trying to pencil in that, and that's basically where I messed up the tail. I made it look like an arrow, trying to put some indications of fur to make this little wolf a furry little wolf, and putting some backgrounds there, just kind of outline exactly what I want the background to be. Now, as you can see, I'm actually using an oblique dip pen here. It's something I've been secretly using for a while now, so I kind of have some kind of idea how to use it, and I actually love it. The nib I have on this oblique is actually a student nib that I got in a speedball calligraphy set, and I actually enjoy it. It's actually a basic nib, nothing special, but it's actually very good. It handles very wonderful on this paper. The paper I'm using is actually from Fluid 100. This is their 100% cotton, and the ink works perfect on this paper. What I'm doing now is just trying to outline the background, make sure it's seen, go in there with some trees in the distance. This was an enjoyable experience. I'm leaving the tail for last. As you can see, my method in inking here, I go from my far left into my lower right, and it was a beautiful experience. Thank you guys so much for joining me here, and I'll see you in the end. Let's get all colored up now, shall we? Okay, I believe this is all dried up, so I'm gonna pull out my eraser now and pull out my desktop easel, and now let's get all color up. Okay, I'm just trying to diffuse, try to give a light wash of water just across the piece so I can create a diffuse effect. I'm going in there with some phthalo blue and pyrrole orange. This is a midnight concoction. I will come back to this concoction throughout the piece. You will see me use phthalo blue, lavender, and turquoise green to create that blue around the moon. And here I'm just trying to darken around the wolf because he looks kind of too diffused around the wolf a little bit, so I want the wolf to stand out, so I'm just darkening around the wolf and trying to create that diffuse effect. Even when I didn't take outline, I still try to create that diffuse effect around the wolf by going back in with that midnight combination. Next, I'm doing the wolf. You will see here in a minute, and the colors I use for the wolf is Naples yellow red and lavender. It created this kind of cool, kind of muted, kind of gray effect, which I really enjoyed. The only problem I have with this was I couldn't darken it. You will see towards the end when I try to darken it, those legs and limbs that is away from the wolves, like the ear that's on the far end, the legs that's on the far end, I tried to darken it. It didn't work out for me. I'm going in there with the moon with some Naples yellow and some of that azo yellow deep diffuse, the green, going in there some green, and the brown. This was actually a very good experience for me. I loved working with this. It was actually kind of tricky working because many of these colors presented in this piece was actually mixed pigments, and they were not straight pigments. I think the only color that was straight pigment in this entire collection was the phthalo blue and the pyrrole orange. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you at the end. See you in the end, guys. Bye. We are finished. I hope you guys got to an insight into my new art process, how I render pieces, and got an insight on how my new process of how I not only render but how I illustrate pieces. It was a huge mistake using these in this because I don't like the texture it gives on this paper. It's not the best of it, and I shouldn't have used, especially this deep cobalt blue here. This was not the best one to use, but you know what, guys, you live and learn, then get love. I love that commercial for that scene right there. Live and learn, then you get love. So it was really nice working on this, learning from this, and I hope I was able to give you guys an insight on how I illustrate and render a piece. Thank you so much. I know I did not talk about these coloring pencils. These were just a huge mistake. Like I said, they didn't really create the effect I wanted, especially around the wolf where I put the cobalt blue deep. That did not give me the effect I wanted. But you know what? Like I said, live and learn, get love. I know I repeated that before, but guys, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you so much for all your support. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.